welcome back to Kanata Channel. And today, meron tayong bagong guest. Actually, di siya guest. So, we are doing a segment. I don't know what we call this segment. But we want to create videos or itong podcast na about current events. Tama.
Yes.
So, we have here si Roy of Kanata Education.
Hello. So wala bang clapping sound?
Hintayin muna lagyan natin,
Sige.
syempre. Ano naman ang plano natin today?
I think mas bigyan natin ng focus and emphasis yung mga current events, updates,
Yeah.
and noises dun sa social media. Kasi daming nagtatanong, "Sir, dami ko nababasa."
Ano ba yung nababasa nila kasi?
Ako din dami ko nababasa.
So, ano ba yung noise na naririnig or nababasa mo sa online?
Ako mostly yung mga nababasa ko sa online, parang mostly nang sinasabi nila, wala nang PGWP, wala nang postgraduate working permit. Pero yun yung di ko magets. Kung hindi ba nila na-gets yung nabasa nila or mali ako nabasa. So,
kaya, it's best na pag-usapan natin siya dito as a credible source. Taray ng credible source. Of course, because we help or assist students who wants to study abroad.
yes.
So, we want you guys to hear it from us. Ano ba yung opinion and ano yung masasabi namin about sa changes dun sa news or policies na kaka-release lang over the weekend.
Yeah. Saturday yun.
Okay, so we are going to talk about the new eligibility requirements for postgraduate work permit. So, ano muna yung mga una mong nababasa? Wala na raw PGWP.
Yes.
Saan banda doon sinabi na wala na PGWP, guys?
Yung hindi ko rin magets. Wala naman sinabing wala na. Meron lang silang sinabi na may mga certain programs na hindi na magiging eligible for PGWP.
Yeah. Actually kasi, majority of our students for the past 4 or 5 years, puro business programs talaga yung ina-applyan.
Yes.
Especially doon sa mga low-cost tuition fees or yung affordable tuition fees. Andyan yung University of Victoria for Diploma in Business Administration. We also have Northern Lights College na postgraduate diploma in business. And mostly din naman talaga ng programs ay business focused. So since I think kung ako rin naman si Canada, kailangan ko ng tao. I need labor force in my country. Pero lahat ng pinagkukuhanan ko ng tao, which is through the study pathway, yung mga international students na graduate, kung lahat sila business, paano nila mamimit yung demand dun sa mga labor force na nangangailangan talaga ng skilled workers? Diba?
Oo. Ang ano kasi doon is with the trend of graduating from business programs hindi schools, no? Baka kasi usually pag narinig nilang pag ang nabasa yung name ng school, tapos may nakalagay business, akala nila yung buong school wala ng
business.
PGWP. Or hindi na ako mag-a-apply sa ganyang school kasi wala ng PGWP daw dyan. So, parang it's more of a comprehension paano siya talaga babasahin. Especially with the new policy. Very straightforward naman eh. So, kailangan lang sigurong baguhin yung part ng pag-intindi doon sa policies. And then, yung doon sa ginawa kasi ni Canada, tama naman. They mention also na they need people. Di nawawala doon sa mga press conferences nila, announcements nila that they still need people para sa country nila. Kasi marami magre-retire. Hindi naman nagbago, hindi naman bumata yung mga dapat magre-retire.
Yeah.
So hindi pabalik yung time. So they still need people. Yun nga lang, nadagdagan lang yung qualifications of the people they need. una is they need highly skilled people na syempre, kilala kasi yung country not only for the business side or dun sa corporate world or business world ng country but also dun sa mga skilled industries, industrial. And mostly hindi naman na nagtatrabaho sa industrial hindi tumatanda. So meaning yung mga magre-retire din not only for business kasi parang napuno na eh. So for the industrial people, kailangan din nilang tao and yung commonly na pumapasok na through this pathway, ang pinapursue is business. Kasi nga, lahat naman talaga is business. Lahat ng pinagtatrabuhan natin is business. So, akala nila, everything will all flexible in a way. Kaya nilang from business to highly skilled. There are some cases, pwede. Pero most common scenario, napupunta sila dun sa business world lang. And hindi sila nakakapag-upgrade ng skills needed para dun sa industry needs or labor market ni Canada.
True. Pero let's talk about sino ba talaga yung not eligible for PGWP. Kasi nung first year, beginning of the year, noon lang nila sinabi na ito na yung hindi mabibigyan ng PGWP, which is yung mga under or nag-enroll sa mga private institutions plus yung mga schools na under ng PPP, yung Public and Private Partnership.
Yes.
So ito lang yung wala ng PGWP. So kung ang school mo ay nagfo-fall under private institution and dun sa PPP, hindi ka na eligible for PGWP. But itong new policy, hina-highlight lang na may additional requirements. So ano yung additional requirements na yan? So yung eligibility criteria ay na-divide into 2 categories. Tama?
Yes.
Which is if yung student permit application mo ay na-submit before November 1, 2024, and yung isa ay kapag nag-submit ka ng student permit application after November 1,
Yes, correct.
2024. So, dun muna tayo sa before. So, ibig sabihin, itong mga before November 1, ito na yung current na nag-aaral sa Canada, kakagraduate,
Yes.
and yung under process yung visa application.
Yes.
And kung makakahabol ka pa before November 1 for submission, then ito yung requirements.
Yes.
So, ano yung requirements?
Ang requirements lang naman nila is mag-submit sila ng maaga ng visa application. Tapos,
No, yung additional requirements sa PGWP,
additional requirements is English lang after.
which is yung either
CELPIP,
uh,
CELPIP, IELTS, and PTE. So, sa IELTS, ito kasi yung unang-unang pinakakatakutan ng lahat. IELTS, hindi to academic IELTS general lang. So, yung IELTS general, ang hinihingi ni Canada, based on the policy change or IRCC website, nakalagay doon, Canadian Language Benchmark 5 for undergraduate. So, sa mga undergraduate programs, CLB 5, ang conversion niya kay IELTS General is only IELTS 4.
4.
4 lang.
Di ba mababa lang? Try mo kaya mag-exam para mapakita natin
Mag-exam,
kaya.
mag-exam ako next week kasi Monday ngayon. Maraming ginagawa. Next week, nakaschedule na ako for IELTS.
Taray, okay. Sige. So, IELTS 4, general training pa.
General training.
Okay. Dun sa CELPIP.
Sa CELPIP, almost the same lang. Hindi ganun kataas yung score na needed for, kumbaga, nothing to be scared of when it comes to English test. Why? Kasi after 1 year to 2 years mo living in a foreign country or in Canada specifically, imposibleng hindi ka ma-immerse or hindi ma-enhance, ma-improve yung English skills mo.
Siyempre, may mga Canadian accent na rin yung mga yan. So, everyday mo ba namang...
Araw-araw kang nandoon, imposibleng hindi. Yung
Correct.
tipo nga nag-aral, let's say sa college, nag-aral ka ng Spanish, nag-aral ka ng French, in a span of one semester nga natututo ka 'di ba? So what more na araw-araw mo siyang ginagawa, imposibleng hindi ka makapag-adapt, imposibleng hindi maging parang matuto na in terms of the writing, the speaking, listening skills nyo in English, which is most of our lives naman dito sa Pilipinas is lahat naman English.
True.
Ang hirap kaya magturo ng math tapos Tagalog.
Uy, naabutan ko pa yun ha, math na Tagalog.
Mahirap yun.
Dati hindi pa English na. Naging ano lang ang English namin, high school na. Pero bata.
Science, di ba? Agham? Ang hirap nun. Diba, Tagalog yun. So, imposibleng hindi ka talagang matuto in English kasi in the years, elementary, nursery, or preschool, elementary, high school, college, English naman karamihan
Correct. So, yun lang yung additional requirement. Guys, additional requirement for PGWP eligibility. So, other than the language requirements, the usual requirements, which are your transcripts and credentials from your current school in Canada, plus kailangan
Completion.
within 180 days. After completion, kailangan makapag-apply ka for PGWP. Otherwise, kapag nag-lapse yung application mo, automatically rejected.
Yes.
So, next so yun yung before application ng student permit before November 1. So, yung after November 1 na
Yes.
nag-apply ng study permit, ito yung may additional na requirement which is yung program list.
Yes.
So, very specific ngayon kung ano dapat lang yung program na iti-take mo. That should fall under these categories.
Yes.
So, unang-una na dyan ay yung agriculture.
Yes. Agriculture, healthcare, di mawawala yan syempre. Tapos, STEM. Tapos, trades. Ang panglima, transport. So, meron doon sa website, meron siyang 996 entries.
Taray 996 kabisado.
Kabisado, yan. 996 entries of within those 5 industries or category na binigay ni IRCC. So, per industry, hindi ko alam kung ilan hinati yun. Pero yun nga, depending on the requirements nila or yung program na dapat nagko-fall under these entries or yung programs nila.
So, currently, we're still waiting sa advice ng school kung ano talaga yung mga programs ng under these categories. So, hindi kami yung magsasabi. Although, we already have an idea. Like, for example, healthcare. Andyan yung ever sikat na personal support worker.
Yes.
Practical nursing. So, yung mga yan. But, we'll have to wait for the announcement and ano yung list talaga from the schools itself. So, I think ito yung not confused, but ito yung reason kung bakit iniisip ng mga students na hindi na sila magkakaroon ng PGWP.
Yes.
Diba?
Definitely.
So, with this new policy, ano ba yung magiging advantage nito? And why do we think mas better if ganito yung ginawang ni Canada?
Ang opinion ko kasi doon, paano siya naging advantage is number one, si Canada mismo nagsabi, straightforward, from their announcement, they need people. Tapos, pinrovide nila yung list of jobs they need.
Yeah.
So, straightforward, sinasabi nila, ito yung mga in-demand sa amin.
Correct.
Kasi may mga makakausap ako students, nagpapakonsult, Sir, ito background ko. Pero unang tanong nila after they mention their background, Sir, ano in-demand? And, ang pinaka-advantage natin dito is, aside dun sa mga binibigay nilang information online, is eto na, automatic list na, specific list of jobs they need and they want na tao inside Canada.
Yeah, pero at the same time kasi, for example, business graduate ako. So, syempre magbe-business ako, 'di ba?
Dapat.
Kaso ang tanong ko in demand. So ngayon, gustuhin ko man pumasok as PSW when I get to Canada, merong certain skill na kailangan ka
Yes.
matutunan. And that's one good thing about studying in Canada kasi it's very hands-on practical learning.
Totoo.
Kung magte-take ka ng PSW program at the very beginning instead of taking business program, na-experience mo na agad ano yung possible mong ma-experience once you enter the workforce.
Yes.
Tama?
Tama.
So, si Canada, based on the track record, lagi naman siyang pro-international students.
Totoo.
Way back in 2020, when there was a COVID during pandemic, nag-allow sila ng online classes. So, 50% of your class can be online and you'll still be eligible for PGWP. When supposedly, kailangan 100% of your class must be inside Canada. Ano pa, nag-extend sila ng PGWP application. And then yung duration ng PGWP na mag-expire na, pina-extend pa nila for additional 18 months. So, don't be discouraged or wag nyo isipin na, ay, close na si Canada for international students, ay, hindi na ako eligible for PGWP.
Yes.
And this is why we're here,
Totoo.
to guide them and to let you guys know that Canada is very much open. Diba? And aside from that, let's talk about yung wages. Kasi di ba, ito yung high demand programs. High demand jobs. So ngayon, ito rin yung may mataas na sweldo.
Totoo.
Like, ano yung nandyan sa list mo?
Mga ni-research ko, based dun sa list, no, different categories or industries. Una is...
Isang list natin yan nahatak.
Nahatak ko to do sa job bank. job bank ni IRCC
Oh, so ano to, legit source to ha. Ni-research na namin for you guys.
Legit, credible, reliable source. Kasi ang basis ng lahat is IRCC website. So doon ako mismo naghanap. Hindi to parang just a website na nagpo-provide ng blog or information out of nowhere. Pero ito kasi galing mismo sa website ni IRCC. So nandun yung wage report. So this is solely based on statistics. Hindi to magic numbers. Okay?
Yeah.
So, syempre, wages, nagkakaiba-iba yan.
Yes.
It varies with different provinces. Pero nakalagay naman doon yung median eh.
Oh, so
The
average.
average, yung highest, even the highest, nilalagay nila doon, and then the lowest that could be your possible wage for certain jobs. So, for example, si heavy equipment, around 35 Canadian dollars.
That's high for ano.
Totoo. Per hour.
Per hour, correct.
So ilang ikot lang ng gulong 'yun. Yung heavy equipment ko, ilang kalakala ng bako 'yon. Ganong kataas ang possible sahurin ng mga heavy equipment operators. Another thing is electrician. Electrician
Magkano?
around 30 Canadian dollars per hour.
30 Canadian dollars per hour. As an electrician, ang electrician dito how much? 300 pesos.
Minimum dito ah.
Yeah, correct. So, ang 30 times 40, sige 40 na lang. 1,200 per hour.
Per hour 'yon.
Diba? So, kung 8 hours ka nagtatrabaho per day, magkano na yun per day?
Take note, di ka pa
Times 8.
highly skilled nun.
9,600 for an electrician.
Totoo.
Per day.
Entry level.
Entry level.
Hindi ka pa yung
Correct.
tipong marami ka ng, let's say, nag-electrical wire ka na ng isang building. 'Di ba? What more kung private ka lang, 'di ba? So possible, ang taas na agad nung income potential.
True.
And another thing is aircraft technician. So around 38 Canadian dollars per hour sila. This is technician, hindi pa to yung mga engineers. So coming from a background ng aviation, hindi talaga ganun kataas dito sa Pilipinas.
As always. Yung pinakamababa.
Doon ko muna sunod. Okay. Pinakamababa is ECE assistant.
ECE assistant. So, assistant pa lang yan. Yung ECE ba nandun din? Sa list?
Oh, may early childhood.
May early childhood.
Assistant
OC. Oo.
So, hindi pa ito yung
Kasi usually ang isip ko for early childhood dahil nasa community program. So, part pala siya nung list. So, this is why we have to wait for the schools advise ano talaga yung mga programs na pasok doon sa categories. So, ECE assistant, ang wage niya per hour is nasa
Ang EC assistant is around 20 Canadian
20.
dollars.
Mataas pa rin. I mean, ang minimum wage ay nasa $15 ngayon sa Ontario. So,
15 or minimum, yeah.
yeah, minimum is 15. So, basically, dun sa list na nahanap mo, ano yan yan yung pinakamababa as
Yes.
an ECE assistant. So, imagine kung talagang ECE, ano ba yun, early childhood educator ka or
Yes.
teacher. Mas mataas.
Definitely.
So, yan yung kinagandahan kasi hindi alam ng mga tao maybe na baka kasi dito sa atin may connotation na, ay, electrician lang ako. So, nako-compare.
Yes.
Na kapag electrician ka dito sa country natin, which is sobrang baba ng sahod, it's going to be the same when they get to Canada. Tsaka nandun yung hindi ka naman nakatapos ng bachelor's degree. Kasi ang electrician can fall under certificate lang.
Yes.
Diba?
Pwedeng kinuha lang
Apprenticeship.
through TESDA.
Yeah. So, dito kasi sa Canada, talagang ang dami yung pag-aanuhan na electricity something. Pag nakita niyo yung campus, my God, makamaloka kayo. So, hindi siya basta ka lang binigyan ng pliers at ng wiring.
Ng long nose.
Yes, correct. So, yung mga, sa tingin yung mga blue-collar jobs na hindi ganun kataasan ng sweldo dito sa Philippines kasi blue-collar plus sila yung nasa pinaka-bottom ng actually, kabaligtad siya in
Yes.
Canada. Mas mataas yung wages compared sa the usual jobs. Next advantage is, itong mga categories na to, meron tong mga straight PR pathways.
Yes, definitely.
Diba? So, meron ka ng language requirement. Yung program mo or yung natapos mo, pasok doon sa category for the PR pathway. And then definitely, since may credentials ka doon, tumataas ngayon yung scores mo
Yes.
when you apply for PR pathway.
Yes.
Like, for example, ano yung
Mostly ng mga most common PR pathways talaga for this kind of jobs is yung tinatawag na federal skilled workers. So usually siya ito yung mga nakakategorize under certain industries or federal skills na you apply through para malaman mo yung profile mo, ilan na yung scoring mo and all.
Yeah.
Syempre with experience and employers. So, dun malaman yung scores mo if you will be eligible na for this PR pathway. And pinakamaganda dun kasi is not only sa federal part but also in the provincial. So, ibig sabihin, not only Canada-wide but kung nasan location ka man, you can take advantage nung PR pathway mo. So, ibig sabihin, pag ni-research mo kasi siya, there's over 100 PR pathways available for Canada.
correct.
So, hindi lang siya dahil, ito lang yung nakikita ko online, ito lang meron. No, hindi siya kasi ganun eh.
Yeah.
Pinakakakampi talaga ng mga students is research.
Correct.
All of the resources na available, makikita mo siya online. You will just have to dig deep. Andiyan naman ang website ni Canada eh. Hindi lalabas naman niya doon. Or you can just search the website kung nasang mga province ka or ano man target na province mo, you will know what are the possible PR pathways available. And of course, as an international student, ang best thing na i-prepare mo once na magsimula ka as a student is your PR pathway. Aside do sa trabaho and all, ultimately, yung PR pathway ang kailangan mapaghandaan. Prepare at least 2 to 3 PR pathways na pwede mong targetin based on your skills, based on your knowledge, based dun sa target career na gusto mo. Kasi hindi ka naman kukuha ng career na di mo gusto.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of students na who has successfully applied for PR and waiting for their PR, getting invitation for their PR application. So, ganun. Kumbaga, ang point ko lang is possible siya. Kaya siya. With the span of 1 to 2 years, 1 to 3 years pa lang na nasa Canada sila.
I think halos lahat naman ng student natin naka-PR. I mean, yung last 2 to 3 years nakapag-PR na. So,
Yes.
wala pa naman tayong nakausap na student na, "Sir, ma'am, ang hirap na hirap po kaming mag-apply for PR."
Wala pa.
Parang
Wala
wala
akong
pa.
narinig na feedback na, "Sir, parang mali ito po kayo na nirecommend sa akin." Wala naman. No one really regrets. Kasi, kumbaga ginusto naman walang regret na dahil nandun sila.
Yeah. So, I think yun din yung isa sa concern ng mga students. What if hindi nagma-match yung background
Yeah.
dun sa gusto nilang applyan? And this is why we are here for you guys to assist you and to help you make sure na ma-approve yung visa mo. So, kung let's say gusto mo talaga sa STEM programs pero wala kang background doon, so contact us and we'll definitely help you kung paano natin siya i-explain for your study plan or your statement of purpose and pati sa school na a-applyan natin. Just make sure lang like for STEM program, syempre kailangan yan may math,
Yes.
may science, and English. So, yun lang naman. And for K-12 graduates, kung pag gagraduate ka pa lang, schools are accepting your first semester.
Grade 11 or grade 12?
Hindi, grade 12 na first semester
Yeah.
na grades. So, schools are accepting that, so wag kang mamroblema about it. And so, yeah, I think na-cover natin kung and hopefully na napanatag yung loob nyo. We're able to ease your worries and we're able to change your perception about studying in Canada kasi it's always welcome, hindi siya nag-close. What's happening right now is actually for the better of the international students.
Yes.
Diba?
Add ko lang din dun sa mga nag-worry because iba ang background nila, tapos iba din yung gusto nilang kunin na program. I've done it a lot of times with
Yeah.
dun sa mga students ko na yon. Andun sila sa Canada, they're striving, they're earning much more doon sa minimum wage or doon sa mga na-mention ko na wages, mas matataas pa doon. And then, yung iba, sakto, kasi yun yung nahanap ng trabaho as of now. Pero, point is, iba yung background nila dito sa Pilipinas, iba yung inaaral nila doon. And, ilang beses ko na nasubukan, nagawa. So, do not worry if iniisip baka hindi ma-approve, bakit iba kasi yung naatapos ko, iba yung ginagawa ko, and then iba pa yung gusto ko. If gusto talaga, may paraan. It's just that kung gusto nyong aralin yung talagang minimension nyo na programs or tina-target nyong programs, we will definitely help you with explaining paano nating ipoprove na we are or satisfied si visa officer, si immigration officer doon sa application natin for us to get approval for the student visa.
Correct.
So, yun yung ultimately na maitutulong namin kasi technically medyo mahirap siya gawin. Pero dahil
dahil expert si Sir Roy sa mga ganyan.
dahil kaya naman.
So you are in safe hands.
Yeah, so
For sure.
ilang beses ko na nagawa and then kaya ko pang ulit-ulitin. So sa mga nag-aalala, as long as gusto nyong ilalaban natin para sa pangarap.
Yes. Thank you so much. So that's it for today. I hope you guys stay tuned for more episodes like this. I hope you enjoy having Roy here at the set. Taray, we have a set. And you continue. If you want more information about studying in Canada or studying in abroad general, just contact us on our Facebook page and on all our social media pages. And we can't wait to assist you with your application to study in Canada or in Australia, anywhere around the world. We will talk about it soon. So I hope makinig ka lang or manood. Thank you so much guys for watching and I'll see you next time. Bye!